So the title of today's presentation: attract more qualified leads. So improve your marketing skills. And leads are really great for our business, right? We all love to get lots of leads. So if I had an ability to sort of wave the magic wand and just triple the number of leads coming into your business, that would be a great thing, right?
Yes.
That'd be great. You haven't done that?
Sometimes.
Yeah, right. Well, what would be sometimes? So what would make it not so great?
They're not qualified.
Right. So, how much time do we waste in our business on non-qualified leads? So just having tons of extra leads might sound like a good thing, but if they're not the right kind of leads, you spend a lot of time kind of wasting your time. So one of the things that I want to talk about here today is it's a lot easier if you let them qualify themselves. So if you speak clearly to your target market, if you have a target market, you speak clearly to them, they will identify themselves. You're not going to get unqualified leads coming to you because they're not going to feel spoken to in your materials, right? So the point is, by improving your marketing skills, you'll be able to have better materials, better messages going out. Your leads kind of qualify themselves. You only get those that you're really looking for. Does that all make sense? So that's kind of the basic philosophy of what we're going to be, how we connect those two parts on the title. So what's a business? We think about a business, right? So very simply, being in business, you're providing products or services that fill a need, right? To a particular group of people. And in exchange for that, they usually give us something of similar value, usually money. Right? That's all it is, right? It's that simple. So we provide something that people need, and then they give us money for it, right? So the role of a business then is to identify what are the pains that customers have and give them a lot of value to, so that they're happy to part with their money for whatever products and services you sell, right? Then every year there's about a million quarter-inch drill bits sold. Any idea why people would buy drill bits? What are some of the...
No idea.
Why do people buy drill bits? No idea.
Home improvement. Home improvement.
Okay. Home improvement.
Well, to make holes.
To make holes,
As a
They
nail,
lost their
That's really
last
cut
one.
it to the
yeah,
case.
they lost one, right? They need one.
as a nail tech, we use a ton of drill bits.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So-
Yeah, I bet you do. They wear out.
They wear out.
They need
new ones. So, but Irwin, I think, had it, right? They, oh, I went too far, sorry. They need to make holes, right? So that they don't really want a drill bit, or they want to have the job done that they need to get done. So while most companies that manufacture these products will spend a lot of time talking about the flute angle, they'll talk about the cutting materials they're using to make it, and they'll try to explain to you how great this tool is. Most of the time, the effort is spent on the product itself, as opposed to what the customer really wants, which is they want to make a hole. Or they need to, in your case, they're in the salon, they're working on nails, filing and things, right? So that's what they need to do. They don't, this is the means to an end. This is the thing they need to buy to make that happen. But we need to be thinking about what is the customer trying to accomplish. And maybe there's another way. I mean, what would other ways that you could think of to get that job done, right? How else, instead of a drill bit, how else could we make holes and things?
Punch.
You could punch it out, right? That's a technical term. It's not. It's a device you hammer on and it puts a hole through something. So, right, there are many different ways you could come up with to create holes. So if all you're doing is selling these kinds of drill bits and not thinking about where they're being applied, you kind of miss the point of why the customer's coming to you in the first place. So it's about what is it. You always want to view it from what's in it from the customer standpoint. Why do they care about this? Why are they buying these products? People buy for two reasons. You know what the two reasons why people buy things?
Need and want.
Need and want? Okay. No? Okay. Two reasons. One is they want to decrease some pain, or they want to increase some pleasure. So they are, and I challenge you to think of an example that doesn't fit in that. Right? Anything people buy, it's one or the other. The pain, the costs are going up in my business, I need to save money, I need to get this solution, or I want to go on vacation, so I buy tickets to Aruba. I don't know. There's something in everything that we're doing, it's one of those two reasons. So right now I want you to list out, and now we're on the second one here, and list as many as 3 if you can get that far, but at least try to get 1 to 3 pains that people decrease by purchasing not just your product, but now think a little bit more broadly about the industry. Why do people buy what you sell in your industry overall? What is it that they're trying, what pain are they trying to alleviate by shopping in your industry? The next category, now we're on the bottom part of this chart here, list out the 3 things that people absolutely hate about your industry, about doing business in your industry. And an example here is like a typical sort of stereotype is that contractors don't, they show up late, they leave a mess, they're never done on time, it always costs more than you expected, right? What are or maybe the buying cycle, some people hate like buying a used car, they hate the whole process, or maybe it's some product, some service issues. What are things in your industry that, and it's important here that it's industry, not just your business, because maybe your business is perfect and you don't have, you're exactly addressing these things. So it's what they hate of doing business in the industry. And now let's talk again about marketing. First of all, it's very important to understand that business success is not random. It's never random. A lot of people sort of think, well, it's been the economy, it's this, it's that, it's other stuff. Well-crafted strategies, implemented very well, create successful businesses. And poor strategies, or even good strategies, not well implemented, are the cause for most business failures. So it's, sometimes you just get lucky, be in the right place at the right time, but most business success is due to good planning and having an idea of where you're going and have great strategies in place to make that happen. When we think about marketing, what do you think is more important in marketing? Is it the message or is it the medium? The medium being, the place I'm actually giving the message. Message.
Oh, no, both are
equally important.
I'd say the medium, because if you're not reaching your audience, it doesn't matter how good your message is.
Okay, the medium is important. Message. All right, well, after many studies being conducted, the message is king. The message is because if you had a great billboard, the best slot, I don't know, a 30-second national TV slot, and you had a lousy message that didn't get across what you're interested in, can you imagine having a message that generated a whole bunch of non-qualified leads? That would be painful, wouldn't it? Your phone would be ringing off the hook and you'd have no business. You'd be all busy following up on all the stuff that's not generating any money. So the message, even if it's not broadcasted right, having the right message gets you the clients you're looking for. It's about getting those qualified leads, getting that business to come to you that you want to have, and then you can dial up or down the medium, how broad I'm broadcasting it. You can vary that. That's a lot more easy to vary than tweaking your message and turning your message around and changing target markets or changing what it is you're actually talking about. So along the lines of business is not random, there's a guy, Doug Hall. He wrote this book. I don't know if any of you read this, Jumpstart Your Business Brain. Anyway, I recommend it highly. It's a great book on marketing. And Doug Hall worked for Procter & Gamble for a number of years and was very frustrated with the fact that the marketers would just sort of write off marketing expenditures a lot of times because they say, well, it doesn't work. We just try a whole lot of stuff, and the things that we think work well, we continue, and the rest we just don't do. And he wanted to come up with a science. That's why he calls it marketing physics, the 3 laws of marketing physics, because he wanted to make it more of a science. How do we know if our marketing is good or not? And after doing tremendous amounts of analysis on marketing campaigns and projects and new product introductions, He came up with 3 things. It's only 3 that if you improve any of these dimensions, it has a direct impact on the successfulness of your marketing campaign. And the first one is having, and we're going to talk about all 3 in detail, but the first one is having an overt benefit. Not just benefits to the customer, but overt. They really get it. A real reason to believe that you can actually believe the stuff that's written in the marketing message. And the final one is a dramatic difference. So we're going to start with the overt benefits. 3M did a study, and they said that customers are hit with over 3,000 advertisements a day. I mean, I'm contributing to that. I put my pens shamelessly on your desk, right on your table. So, you know, we're being hit with advertising everywhere. And so you really have to, you only have seconds to stand out and get somebody's attention when you're trying to advertise to them. And the studies indicate that if the benefits are overt, means you really see it, it speaks directly to you, it's what you're looking for, you're 3 times more likely, you know, or 3 times more effective than if it's more of a generic kind of message that doesn't stand out for me. And remember, features are not benefits. Right? We just talked about that the other day. Right? Features are not benefits. It's what's in it for the customer. So back to the drill bit, it's not the angle of or the quality of the steel. Those are the features. It's, you know, how many holes can I drill with this thing, right? How many, and it's the benefit to the customer. How do I transform that benefit into an overt benefit? So we don't just provide fast service, we get it done in 2 seconds. You know, our process is not just safe for most fabrics. We have gentle cleaning for suede. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's so when you're the target market and you read the overt benefit, you just can't wait to reach into your pocket and give you money for this. I need this right now, right? It's not just, oh, I hear that from everybody. It's that's speaking directly to me. I read that and I say, I've got a suede coat, that's what I need. So I go to a cleaners that says they're gentle, safe for most fabrics. Oh, I don't know, I have a suede. You think that's going to work? I'm not sure. I read on the sign, it says, gentle cleansing for suede. Now I feel comfortable bringing my $200 suede coat in to have it dry clean, right? Or whatever process they use on it. But, so it's very overt. It's, oh, that's what I need. Let me go to your business and get that done. So now on the bottom, take those benefits you had and try to make them, make them overt. Bring that out so that it's very specific to exactly what they want to hear. And remember, you can't insult your customers when you're telling them what they want. Be very specific. They'll be happy for it. They'll be happy to know that you're providing that level of service, that specific benefit to them that they really want. So the second law of marketing physics was having a real reason to believe. Why should they believe you? So the benefits, what you're offering, right? The reason to believe means how are you going to make good on that promise, right? Credibility is important with the customer. You want it. Tom Peters, famous author, made this statement once. When I see coffee stains on airline seats, I wonder about engine maintenance. So it's not only in your message, it's in the little things of what you do that have a huge impact on customers' perception of where you are as a business. So it's your message, but it's also the details. And now what I'd like you to do is think about some real reasons to believe. And I'm going to give some examples here. One reason is it's what we call kitchen table logic. It's just so simple everybody gets it, right? It's very basic stuff, just things that make sense. Another reason might be personal experience. You give away samples, you have a demonstration, that kind of stuff. Another one is the pedigree. So you've won awards and contests, you've got trademarks and copyrights. These are all things that give people a good feeling about, oh, I can believe that. Testimonials that we were just talking about, right? So from customers, from experts, from the media, or guarantees. And guarantees are important, but if they're really good, if they address specific pains and what people hate in the industry, right? The contractor example of people hate you leave a mess. Well, I guarantee it will be perfectly clean when we leave, right? So, or I guarantee we're going to finish on time or the job's free. I don't know. There's some kind of a strong guarantee. That's what people care about, right? So now I want you to just write down again on the. We're now on page 7 here where it says RBB strategies. RRB strategies. Just write down here maybe 1 or 2 things that you can think of from this list. What's a good reason for people to believe your marketing materials?
I'll
Yeah,
pull one up,
okay,
Mark.
give me one.
In terms of like the kitchen table logic, as I'm talking to clients and can show them, you know, a 7% return in this environment going out, then that's a duh. Why wouldn't I type of thing. And then in terms of pedigree, you know, I happen to work for a 150-year-old company that has been through wars and depressions and so forth and so on, and has never skipped a beat. And then also my experience, you know, 30 years in the investment community sort of resonates as well. People feel safe and understand that they're dealing with a professional. So
good. Very good. Those sound like great reasons to believe you. So when you write those kinds of messages in your advertising, people read that and say, oh, I can believe the rest of what I'm reading.
I think on the contrary, for a business that's just starting up, we don't have the pedigree, we don't have, you know, the testimony. So for me to market, I'm actually giving out coupons.
Yeah.
And,
well, that's the
you know,
sampling demonstration. Yeah. The point of this slide was not that you need, it's nice to have all of these, but you want to focus on one or the other, what's important to your business. You're probably also licensed as a massage therapist. You probably have some licensing, right, that you've gone through.
Education.
You have a certification that you're allowed to do it, right?
Most people don't think of that.
It's on the wall.
Oh, it's on the wall. But those are the things that,
Put it in an ad.
right? That people care about. Oh, this guy's serious. It's not just somebody just decided this afternoon, oh, I want to be a massage therapist. Let me just, here, John, let me work on you here. You know, lay down on the table. I got it. I've seen this before. I think I can figure this out, you know? Right, some hot stones, you know, we're all set.
We also did a fundraiser last week for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
And I got people to come in and get free massages.
Oh, good.
And then they donate money. So again, just sampling.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's good for charity.
And the final of the 3 laws of marketing physics, according to Doug Hall, was dramatic difference. So if you're a commodity, if you're exactly the same as everybody else, it's a price war. Nobody likes this. It means prices go down. If you have a difference, if you can show that you're different to the next one, and I think, Betsy, that's what you were talking about in terms of what you're providing in services, right? Now we can get paid for that. We can get paid for differences. Being the same as everybody else, you can't get paid for that. And so, how many different areas, and now I'd like you to also on there, pick 1 or 2 of these, and which one do you compete on? You can compete on price, right? Walmart does that pretty well because they have a low cost structure, so they can have a low price structure, right? Or the target market you're served. If you are the only one that serves that niche, you have a monopoly. And monopolies are great for business, right? Because you can charge what you want, because you're the only one that offers that. So the more narrowly you design your target market, the higher your prices can be, because the better you can serve them, and the more value you can give them, and the more they're willing to pay you for that value. The product line that you have could be a difference. You might be the only one that has X, Y, and Z products in one package. Ease and speed of purchase might be easy to do business with you, quicker turnaround, whatever you're doing. This drive-through windows come to mind there, right? Location, right? In the real estate, that's the location, right? So you have the right location. So you're the one on the corner where everybody walks by, and that's why they go to your store. Or maybe it's portability, ease of use of the product. or the quality, personal attention, right? You really care about your customer. You're working not just a 800 number in India, but you're local. Why did we just go through all those elements? What we've been talking about is these are the elements that we want to pull together into our marketing materials. When we talk about our business, whether it's an ad, or it's a pamphlet, or it's a brochure, or it's a TV spot, or a radio spot, or it's a direct mail campaign, or it's just the way I talk to people at my B&I group when I introduce my business, right? Wherever you're talking about your business, we want to be using those elements that we just talked about. And first one, you want to make sure you're addressing the target market specifically, right? I've talked about that a number of times already today. But have that come out in your message very clearly. This is the target market that I'm trying to go after. And then pick a strategy, and you might have a different strategy or a combination of strategies depending on what the particular item is that we're talking about, whether it's a direct mail piece or whether it's a pamphlet. You know, you might want to have an offering kind of strategy where you say, oh, for a limited time only, we're offering, you know, for this week, we've got 10% off or something like that. Or we're adding extra features to this product for this short time only. Or maybe there's a uniqueness to your message. We're the only ones in Plymouth County that can provide the following services, right? Or something about the benefits, highlighting some of the benefits, the overt benefits that we talked about. Or maybe there's news. Maybe you want to have something written about news. Oh, we just opened a new facility, we just hired a new person, whatever it might be, to your ad. And then the third very important element on any of these communications is some kind of a call to action. Tell your target market to do something. Call me now. Get them to respond. Send an email. Click here for more information. You know, get them to respond to the materials. Always want to have a call to action. And this is something I think would be good for you to do as part of your homework. So we're not going to go through this exercise right now. That would add another 20 minutes to our meeting, which we're getting close to the end of our time. But you have it written here. Think about when you're creating any kind of an ad. And I use the word ad lightly, right? It could be, it doesn't have to be a direct Yellow Pages ad, but it could be any kind of written information about your company. The headline is very important. It's the ad for the ad. So select that very carefully. Make sure it addresses the target market. Gives a little bit of an open loop feel to it, that you haven't answered it, you've maybe raised a question. And then in the body, make sure that we have the benefits, the overt benefits, the real reason to believe, and a dramatic difference talked about in the material that you're writing. And then the layout, make it easy to read, nice pictures maybe, use of call-out boxes, those kinds of things to make it really look good.